In this video, I would like to show you that how you can Dockerize your Django application and make it alive using ECR and App Runner or AWS services. This tutorial will make sure that you will be having your production ready application with CI/CD behind the scene, Docker Compose and whatnot. So don't worry, I'm going to show you each and every component which you are seeing in this picture, so that you will understand what is the flow, how those components are being connected and everything. So let's get started. Okay, so what we have on the left hand side, we have Linux, MacBook, Apple and the Windows. Whatever the application you will be running on your local machine, yes, you can follow this video and that will work on any of your system. First thing, so for example, we have a developer. That developer wants to deploy the Django application. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what application I have, which we were working on, the e-commerce application. So I'll keep working on that one. So this will be the second video, or you can find that link in the description below. All right, now we have a developer. That developer will be creating one Docker file and a Docker Compose file. So in quick introduction, what is Docker? Docker is nothing but it is taking entire application of Python Django and then putting that application in one box, and that box is nothing but a container, and we are running that container somewhere in our machine or somewhere in the host machine that is on AWS. That host machine will be the App Runner. Yes, I'm gonna show you what is App Runner, how that thing works, why it's so damn good over here and everything. But what is Docker Compose? So for example, you build your application, and that application you want to make sure that it should work not only in your machine of Windows, either could be anything, one of them, right? It should work on any one of the devices, not only in your particular host machine but also in AWS or your friend's machine, something like that. So using Docker Compose, you can make sure that multiple Docker applications are up and running in multiple systems. So I'll be using Docker Compose to Dockerizing the Django application. Then once we Dockerize, tested that one in local machine, we will push that Docker image to ECR. So what is ECR? ECR is nothing but a GitHub like a repo, but over here instead of putting the code, we are putting entire ECR container there, I would say image there. So that is a repo of Docker images, I would say. Now as soon as we push the image into the ECR, App Runner will be responsible for taking that image that has a latest tag into it, and then it will be responsible for scaling it, putting security threads, WAF and whatnot, and making sure that that will be alive and will be ready to use all around the world, something like that. Okay, now let's get started with the application first, what we have had. Okay, so we had already this application implemented. If you haven't seen this application which I created in the previous video, you can go and check the description below, or you can go to channel quickly here, live type programmer. This is the one, and that's the one I was talking about. So I created. So this is the entire flow. You can check it and then you can follow that one, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Okay, now let me go back over here and quickly create one Docker file at the root folder. Okay, inside this Docker file from Python, you can follow along me, not 3.7 but I wanted 3.9 slim version. So working directory should be app, copy all the requirement files into a root folder, and then I'm gonna run this command to install the requirements. I'm gonna copy each and everything from this entire folder to the container root folder, and then exposing a port to 8000, that because that application is running on 8000. Okay, and then finally I have to run the cmd command over here, Python run server, yes, 0.0.0.0 colon 8000. and that's it. That's pretty much it you have to follow. Now the second thing, you have to create a docker compose.yaml file. Inside this one, what you have to do is create version 3, services, that is web. I don't want those many things. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you what I mean by that. So if I go here and then type 8000, don't worry, I'm going to show you each and everything over here what I mean by this. Okay, so what it is telling me is that, okay, I'll be using version 3 of the Docker Compose. That's fine. Services is nothing but what all services, in the sense like what all containers you want to run and what name you have to give for that container. Okay, so I'll be giving this particular container that is web based, that's why I'm giving web. Build is nothing but where you can find this Docker file. That Docker file belongs to the root directory. That's why I'm telling like, hey, that is in the root directory. If you kept somewhere else, you know, you can directly add // the root, whatever the directory, that Docker file will be there. You can change the name and you can specify the context over here with the Docker different file name of that Docker file. Secondly, you are exposing the port, that is 8000, which you already mentioned over here, exposing this port to 8000. Now if I go back and quickly run docker compose up-build, boom. Now if I go back over here, localhost, not 3000 but 8000. Yes, it's fine, so it's working fine. If I go over here, admin, it's working fine. Cool. If I quickly go and check greetings, yes, it is working fine. Now the second thing, let's try deploying it on the ECR. So we tested this one with the Docker and Docker Compose. We are satisfied. Now let's deploy on ECR. So what all you have to do is not deploy, I would say push. Go to AWS, go to type ECR here, and then create a repository. In private repository, I prefer creating private, so I'll be creating e-commerce name. Don't worry about those tags. You can put all the fancy stuff, scan or push and everything, but I'll just keep it simple and just create that one. Now I'm gonna quickly go inside, check that one directory. I don't have anything over here. Now all you have to do, go inside this repo and find all the commands which will help you to push the application into the ECR repo. So I'm using macOS, that is already detected, so I can follow those steps. If you are using Windows, you can use all those steps. So how to use those steps? Literally just copy those code snippets and then paste it. So what it is doing is like using the AWS CLI command, it's login, then it will be building this application using Docker Compose, something like that. This will work, this command will work on Mac OS if you have Intel based Mac OS, MacBook, something like that. But I have Silicon based, so I have to, you know, specify some different command, something like that. Docker X build --, platform Linux AMD 64 -t e-commerce tag. I'm just putting like that. If you are using simple Windows, yes, definitely go for this one. Simply just add that one simple application and then boom. If you are using Linux, if you are using Mac Silicon based, definitely go for with this command, something like that. Okay, now let me quickly build it. Yes, that was built. Now second thing, what I have to do is like I have to create a tag on that same thing. Just create a tag. This tag is very important. You are telling that, hey, whatever the application or the image you build, assign this particular tag to this tag. This is nothing but a location plus the new tag of that image. Okay, so I'm gonna try to push it, close it. Okay, so I don't have that application, sorry, the image over here until now. If I go and push it, it will be pushed. Now in the meantime, what all you have to do, go to App Runner open this one in the new tab, which I was talking about, this one. So what is App Runner? So App Runner is a really powerful tool. So what it does is it will create serverless ECS containerized servers which are serverless. It will be responsible for creating the auto scaling, security, networking, security groups. It also assigns ACL, the secure certifications as well. Plus it gives you an option to create your or assign your custom domains. So it has a lot of things into it. So AWS guys did a great job implementing App Runner. Okay, so yeah, so I've already pushed that one. Now if I go and refresh it, I got that image. Okay, so if I go over here and check it, check the URL, something like this. See this one, exactly the same URL. Okay, now what all you have to do is go to App Runner, create a service. So you have to select container registry, the registry type Amazon. From the Amazon ECR I have to take that image. So the image you have to select from here, which you created e-commerce. Okay, and the latest tag. So if I go back over here, what I mean by that is, if I go here, this is the repository name you have to select there, and inside this one, this tag you have to select. Okay, if you are pushing multiple tags, this tag will remain dash or something like that. So you are telling that, hey ECR, hey App Runner, whenever you get a new latest tag, pull that image from the ECR and recreate or rebuild your application and deploy it. That's it. So just one click, you can have your CI/CD up and running for the automatic pipelines, I would say. So I love this feature. Now use so just if you don't have, just create a new one which will create a App Runner ECR access or something like that. I already created that one, so I'll select that one. Just create next. Now over here, just paste e-commerce, something like that. You can select the lowest one, that's fine, but I just wanted to quickly run the application faster. I'm gonna expose that one to 8000. That's fine. Yes, this one I was talking about, auto scaling. Yes, that will be applicable. You can perform whatever the application auto scaling you wanna perform, and you can perform health checks, securities, and networking as well. Okay, you can assign, you can create in private net endpoint and custom endpoints in each everything. Lastly, observability. Yes, you can traces whatnot using X-ray tracing services and create some tags. Go next and create and deploy. Okay, now over here, don't close the window. Just let's see what we have over here. Just refresh this one. Now see, it is like creating the artifacts. Hey, telling that okay, I'm trying to fetch that ECR repo which you mentioned there from the ECR repo. So trying to fetch that one. Yes, it created a pipeline for us. Remember, we selected the automatic integration to be deployed for the CI/CD. It is pulling that image, and if I refresh now, it already pulled that image in the server. So keep refreshing this one, provisioning instance and deploying the image for publicly accessible service. So now it created that image. Now launching the EC2 instance, could be anything, I don't know about that one. So I don't have to worry about the infrastructure, nothing, right, for the deployment purposes. Now, two most important points you have to make sure, and you have to understand what I was trying to say you over here. One thing is the create event, this one is the log. Okay, so this create service, this log is really powerful and will be much efficient for us to understand what is going on behind the scene. So it will give you two log systems over here. First of all, this log. So if you go over here and check, you can see that all the logs will be there in the CloudWord. But if you go back over here, you can see two logs over here. So keep watching the logs. So those two logs belongs to the deployment purposes of AWS. But if you want to check what is going wrong in your application, so application logs as well can be seen over here. If you refresh it, yes, you can see the applications logs. Yes, watching for file changes within state reloader. So it has each and everything, you know. So one thing. Second thing is that activity, what activities is it's been doing. So it's like progressing the creating a new service, all the metrics and each everything, when it was got hit, how many requests and everything. Traces you can check, configuration, whatever the configuration you have configured, and the custom domain. Yes, you can link your custom domain directly from this one to Route 53. Okay, now keep refreshing this one and go back and check it. Okay, so it's telling like successfully routed incoming traffic to the application. That's fine. Deployment ID completed successfully. So if I refresh it here, see, that is up and running. Now if I click this one, what's gonna happen? Let's see. Hey, it is working fine. The application is working, but this is being disallowed host by the Django application, not the other one. So what all you have to do is like you have to take this particular host machine and tell your Django application, now hey Django, I would like you to allow this particular domain as a allowed host, right? Now see the magic. As soon as I redeploy or recreate the application, for example, if I go back, recreate the application like this and tag the image and push the image, see this one, it will be triggered and I'll be getting a new tag, which is this one just now, 6:45 a.m. Okay, so I got the new application, new tag. Now if I refresh this one, see, this will be triggered. It's telling that, hey, pulling image from this image from this repo. Okay, and that successfully already that is pulled, and that will be redeploying that application, entire application, provisioning the instances and performing health checks and each and everything. And then you just need to wait for some time. And if I go back over here, just need to wait for couple of seconds or minutes. Oh, it's still in progress. So see, this one is the new application, sorry, new service, which is telling that, hey, I created that service and deployed that one, that is fine, but I found a new latest image. I'm trying to take that image and redeploying it. So it is doing right. So let me quickly check. Yes, I got one more log. Health check should be fine, just one log is remaining, which will tell like, okay, application is working fine or not. See what we got. Yes, we got the application up and ready. So if I go back and check it here, great, boom, we got our application that is up and running. Now I will show you what we got everything over here. We got secured application up and running. I didn't configure ACL at all. I didn't configure nothing. So it's up and running. It has auto scaling, it has whatnot, it has a lot of things built into it. So if you are a developer, you can directly focus on your application without worrying about the infrastructure and whatnot. Okay, so you can follow this tutorial and start building this one. In the next video, what I'm gonna do is that we have this application deployed, but this is for for example dev application. But what if we have a UAT stage for deployment? What we have production stage? So we will be having multiple deployment stages, right? Dev instance, test, or UAT instance, or production based instances, right? Sorry, stages, right? So how we can cope that one up? So I'll be extending this architecture and putting this one with Git actions. Using Git action, we will see that how we can see or check, hey, whenever I am pushing my code to dev environment, it should be deployed to ECR dev repo, and then based on that only the dev app runner will be deployed and give the dev related instance to be up and running for the private people to test that application. Same goes for UAT and same goes for prod. That will be coming in the next video. So stay tuned and go back to my YouTube channel over here, and please do subscribe, and that will make sure me to keep motivated and create new stuff for you. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and do let me know in the comment sections that if you need or didn't understand anything. I'll be very happy to help you out. So thanks for watching.